Alright, so in this battle we're starting out, it's a tier 9 game. I am top tier Centurion 7-1, British tier 9 medium tank. As you can see, we're versing, the enemy team has 3 tier 9s, a couple tier 8s, 2 tier 7s and 2 tier 6s. We have the pretty much same exact matchup. We have 2 tier 7s and 2 tier 6s. The 2 tier 6s being lights, and then both teams also have 2 light tank tier 7s. Actually, no, sorry, correction, tier 8s. So a couple things about the Centurion while we wait for the game to start. Here you can see I'm kind of looking around a little bit. The Centurion has very weak armor, for the most part, all over the front of the tank, with the exception, or all over the entire hull of the tank. Sides and rear of the turret, very weak, but the only strong part of the tank is the front of the turret, as well as the sloped upper part of the roof, which you can kind of see there. That sloped part is very difficult to get through, especially if I'm angling. The vehicle has 10 degrees of gun depression, so it can point the gun at a 10-degree angle downwards. Just drove through some fences and stuff there. Also, the front of the hull, where these headlights are, relatively thin, easy to get through for other tier 9 vehicles. But like I said before, only if you're using those 10 degrees of gun depression. So right now I'm going with the rest of my team over to the western flank. A lot of people tend to kind of hang out in this general area. There's like a couple houses and stuff up here. You can see me taking a look at the T-37, looking for shots that I can get. He's trying to spot, that light tank up there is trying to spot as many tanks coming across this flank as he can, so it's always a good idea to focus the lights so you don't get spotted yourself. Moving up to, we have a light up in the bushes on the hill there. He's using those for concealment, and you'll see I'm just about in the position which I spend most of my time in this game. I try to get as hull down as possible. I take a shot at that T-49. I'm trying to get as hull down as possible so that I'm exposing as little of my vehicle as possible. Alright, just snap back to my view in-game, trying to look for shots on top of the Centurion, put a shot right into the commander's cupola. Looking for shots. That T-54E1 behind that building to my 12 o'clock is kind of scaring me, because that is an auto-loader. So if he gets me in place and he blows my tracks off, I'm basically screwed, because he'll just pump shot after shot in the same amount of time that it takes me to get one shot off. The trade-off being that he has an extremely long reload once those shots are gone. This Centurion, Mark 1, is 1 tier lower than me. He's tier 8. But, I mean, he should know by now that if he can't hit me and I've hit him 3 times, he probably shouldn't try for the 4th. What was kind of scaring me at this point was the T-49 on the hill to my right. Because if he decides to poke over the hill, he's got good shots into the side of me. And the thing about that tank is it does a surprising amount of damage. It's got a gun that hits way above its tier. But it is balanced because it's extremely inaccurate and it's extremely long to reload as well as aim. So I just noticed, yeah, so you can see the T-49 just took a shot on that hill there. I'm zooming in for a shot on that tank destroyer. I pull it off, and then the T-54 actually breaks through the house in front of me, looking for shots on us. He's trying to get shots. I try to pump one into his lower glacis, but he's too well angled, and I don't quite have the penetration to actually make it through that armor because of the extreme angle that it's at. You can tell I'm very worried about that guy because, you know, we're both top tier tanks. He's top tier for the enemy. He's tier 9. I'm tier 9. And basically, if you're top tier in a game, your job, your priority should be to take out other tier 9s as soon as possible. Because that just makes it that much easier for the rest of your team to do the work that they need to do if they don't have extremely good vehicles being a nuisance. You can see I put a shot into his inside drive wheel, which immobilizes him. He's now stuck in place for a couple seconds until his crew can repair the track. Enemy 1390, another autoloader coming through to the aid of the T-54, but you can see I just blocked 780 damage from him because I was using my 10 degrees of gun depression. My priority becomes that 1390, because if he can get behind us and start pumping shots into us, it's not good. And then I realize he's been taken out. I need to back up, or the T-54 is going to put shots in the back of my turret. You can see now I'm just checking my flanks, making sure we're not being flanked anywhere, down across the middle, but we have it locked down by the Type 64, who's giving us vision on a Yag Tiger who used to be up there. But now, I'm okay. I'm not worried about being outflanked, and now I'm just trying to keep enemies to my front. I get penetrated in the front right drive wheel by the T-54 in front of me. He takes one shot, but then I get hit by that autoloader. He scares me. He hits me once, but the second hit actually hits my tracks and immobilizes me. But then the T-54 comes out and hits my other track on the right-hand side. And I had already used my repair kit the first time that T-54 tracked me, so I was unable to move. I cannot move until that track gets back up from the crew. Now that that's taken care of, I'm down. I'm in a hold-down position, and from here I am very strong compared to that T-54. He kind of rules the road if I'm up above a hold-down position. But as soon as I get hold down, he has no chance of penetrating my turret. Worrying about that Yag Tiger behind me, I'm still spotted by the T-54, and if the Yag Tiger decides to take a shot, it's going to go basically right into me. I'm no longer hold down. You can see now I'm coming over the top of the hill looking for shots on the T-54. I kind of fluff the shot, goes right over the hull of his tank into the ground behind him, doesn't do anything. I can tell the tank to my right, I believe a T-20, is going after that T-49. He misses his shot. I pull forward, but then he goes forward, and he actually gets taken out with a Type 64 on the opposing hill. I do a little bit of a handbrake turn, and I offer up a nice little GG at the end there. Good sportsmanship and all. But yeah, I end up walking away with 4 kills. I did not actually keep track of the damage that I did in that battle. But pretty substantial. I believe it was somewhere around 4.6 thousand, which is a very good game for just about anyone. As a top tier tank, though, that's really what you should be doing. There's a lot of stuff that you need to be taking care of and keeping track of so that you can keep your team alive, as well as try to do a little self-preservation. I lost about half my hit points there, a little bit more, maybe 3/5 of my hit points, which is not ideal, but I mean ultimately it still led to us winning. The enemy team actually only pulled off 5 kills. They picked off 2 of our heavies, I believe 2 tier 8s, 3 tier 8s, a tier 8 tank destroyer, the Scorpion, as well as a tier 7 light, the 5916. So yeah, all in all, pretty good game, and no complaints there.